Hi, it's Miss. Thank you so much for being here. I wanted to film a video about some of the current items that I'm working on and just one finished object and some new yarns and things that I've purchased. So yes, let's jump into socks. So these are the first pair of socks that I've completed when starting the summer sock camp challenge hosted by the Crazy Sock Lady. I did it from the cuff down. I've made a lot of mistakes. For example, let's see. There was one where I made a mistake on the cuff part here. And anyways, there's a lot of mistakes, but it's absolutely wearable and I enjoyed the process. This is the first time I tried doing 2 at a time. And so I did it from the top, from the cuff, 2 at a time. And I know I mentioned in the other video, I don't have any, I don't know if I like it or not. I feel like with the 9-inch circulars, I can just knit, go and go and go and go round and around and not have to stop, whereas with the 2 at a time, I'm stopping after every single little section here, and it just, yeah, I'm not fond of stopping at each section, turning it around, switching the yarns this way, and it's just, I feel like it stops my flow, whereas with this I can just keep knitting, and I'm enjoying this one very much. A lot of these yarns are the leftover yarns from a Homespun House. Yeah, so the colors aren't exactly the same. Some of them are a little alternating, and yeah, I'm happy that it's finished, and I'm happy to be working on this one. The difference with this one and this one is I started to do this one from the toe up sock, and I've done the round toe. It's very simple. Yeah, it's very simple, and I feel like it's very, well, I suppose with this one as well, it's not too bad. I just thought with this Turkish cast on, like, it's very seamless and it's easy to follow, and I'm kind of liking this round toe effect. I guess it depends on the feeling. The Homespun House yarn is definitely a little bit softer compared to the yarn here, but yeah, that's the fun part of knitting with different makers, and you can see the various different colorways. And I did also find out that I enjoy a 56 stitch sock instead of a 60. So one of these is a 56 and one of these is a 60, and I definitely like the fit of the 56. So I will be doing that from now on with the 56 stitch count. And so this one is also part of the summer sock camp kind of challenge for myself, and I'm really liking the colorway of this yarn. It's from the same dyer. I don't know if you remember my finished sweater that I have. It's from UandI yarn. I don't have the colorway name. The band is inside, but I don't know if she names the colorways. If I can find it, then I will definitely post it. But yeah, I'm really enjoying the variegated look, and I really like the inside too. Like, it looks so nice with the pearl side as well. It makes me want to knit up like a cardigan, the Andrea Mowry cardigan. But yeah, so I'm having fun with this. I'm not doing 2 at a time. I'm just really enjoying the 9-inch round and around and around. So I've been doing that for my first one of my first current works in progress items. And then the other one I am working on is called a Pokoa scarf by Miki. Oh, I forgot her last name. It starts with a T. And I found this while browsing. This is the yarn that is from the same maker. Oh, it's from here, UandI. And I just had I don't want to say half because I don't think it was 50 grams, maybe around 40 grams, something like that. But so I was searching on Ravelry and I found this scarf. It's kind of been on my radar because it's a smaller scarf, and so I decided to, she released an English pattern recently, and I thought, oh, it's a good sign for me to try it out. And so yeah, the colorway, it just makes me want to keep knitting and knitting because it's just so much fun. With this part here, this is where you tie off the scarf. If I can, I will kind of post a picture or something over here where you can kind of tie it. I decided to use a different yarn. This yarn is from the Homespun House, like the remaining bits from the Homespun House that I've been using up. And yeah, it's going by really quickly because I just really like how this yarn is knitting, or like the fabric it makes. I'm using the 3.75 millimeter knitting needles, and I've totally run out of the yarn, so I'm using a different one here. This yarn I was using for the Stephen West shawl. I think it's called Marled Magic. Marled Magic I don't have here with me. I've finished it, almost finished it. Sorry, I shouldn't say finished it. I'm almost finished. I just need to knit, finish off knitting the edge and apply the I-cord edging, and then it's done. It's too big, so I'm kind of having it off to the side, and I've been really working on these two mainly. And so this yarn I was using in Stephen West's shawl as well, and this is what's remaining, and so I thought it would match perfectly to continue with this polka scarf. And I'm on the decrease now, so let me see if I can find the point. I think the point is right here. It's very simple and easy. Oh, this is my first time learning this, I don't know what it's called, the I-cord ribbon. And when I was reading the pattern, I didn't really understand it at first, but I just kept going with it. And then as soon as you kind of get further up into the pattern, it kind of closes up on its own, and I was just so intrigued and very impressed that I was able to work this kind of I-cord ribbon. They say I-cord ribbon in the pattern, so I'm assuming that's what it's called, but yeah, it's so neat. But yeah, so it's a very simple little scarf that kind of goes outwards and then kind of decreases back. And so this is where I'm at right now. I'm very sad, I must admit, that this colorful yarn is finished. I find that this, I'm assuming maybe depends on the dyes that makes the fabric softer or a little bit more harsh, because it's the same dyer, but I find that this fabric is a little bit more woolly, but it's definitely more woolly and rustic feeling compared to this one. This one is very, very soft. And of course, the gauge, and this is a 2.25, so it could be that as well. But I just feel like in general, it's a little bit more woolly feeling. Even this one here, it feels more in tune with this. So there's the polka scarf I'm currently working on. And then this one, I don't know, I've kind of lost momentum because I've just been so into these two. But this is a shawl, or not shawl, a cowl. And you can wrap it around twice. And this is the yarn from Ching Fiber. And the pattern, I will leave the name down below. I think it's Marshmallow something or other. I've done it once already. I've created one, I think I shared it with you several episodes ago or several videos ago, but this is what it looks like. It's very simple, easy pattern. Not too fond of what it looks like on the other side, but I think this will most likely go to my daughter anyways. But it's a cowl that you can kind of wrap twice, or I guess it's called an infinity scarf, where you can wrap it around twice. And I think I'm getting bored because this one loop takes so long for me, and yeah, one loop takes so long and it takes forever to get to this point. Whereas with socks, you just kind of keep knitting and then you can visually see it grow so quickly. And the same with this, because it's such a smaller knitting length. But anyways, so there's that one that I'm working on as well, slowly. And lastly, I'm still working on the Musselberg. Thank you so much for the comments people have left about like the sizing. I was really worried about the sizing of the Musselberg. And I think I measured it. It's almost like 23 centimeters from like edge to edge. And I was concerned that it would be way too big for my head. But I actually swapped out the cords and physically put it on my head, and it seems to be okay. I think I'm going to decrease, I'm going to knit a couple more rows and then start decreasing, even though I have all this left. I don't want to do like the double, like how do you say, like the brim, the brim of the hat. I just want it to fold it onto itself and then wear it like that. I don't want to have like an extra brim. So yeah, when I put it on earlier today, I felt like I just needed several more rows of knitting, and then I think I'm going to start doing the decreasing on the other side. But this yarn is so soft. It's from Irodori Yarn, and I'm looking to see if I can order some more. But yeah, in this ball it just looks like a very simple taupey gray, but when you knit it up you can see these little specks, just like very subtle specks of different darker colors here and there, and it's just such a fun knit. Okay, so on to some items that I have recently purchased. And these are mainly makers from Japan, and I know I want the yarns from overseas, but at the same time I also of course want to support the makers in Japan as well. So first one is from Amirisu. I think many of you might know Amirisu already. They have a YouTube channel, and they do ship international as well. But this is their own fingering weight yarn called Parade. I actually purchased it in a set to obtain the Essayer trio. And so this is left from that set. And this is called the color Jaipur. And the fingering weight 60% wool, 20% cotton, and 10% silk, 10% linen. Spun and dyed in Japan. So I'm thinking of doing something with like one skein. I'm looking for like a simple one skein type of scarf of some sort. But I'm excited because I've never really tried working with a yarn with this kind of components to it. So there's that first one. And then this one it's still in the bag. It's from Knoop hand dyed yarn. It's my first time ordering from them. I usually try I eye a lot of these makers and they sell out so quickly. I think maybe because they don't make big batches and it's usually just one individual dyeing up the yarn. But there's a cute little leaf in there. I'm not too sure if it's a scented one or not, but this colorway is called Street. It's the usual 75-25 in fingering weight. I always buy these fingering weight pieces or yarns, and then I always tell myself I have to find a one skein type of project. But ideally I would like to have some kind of a project in mind when buying them. This one is another dyer here in Japan. I think she's from Okinawa. This maker is called MorbidKitten, but I think she's on YouTube as MorbidKitten Fiber. This dyer also, or this maker, is always sold out every time I visit her web shop as well. And so when I did see one available, I snatched it up. But to be honest, I really don't know what I want to knit with it. The easy answer would be to just knit up some socks. But realistically, I want to be able to wear it and show off the colors, and with socks it's a little bit different because they're on your feet, and sometimes you wear boots and shoes and things and they're not seen. Or they're just worn at home. So I really want to find wearable patterns for one skein, or maybe I can do like a double skein something. I know Stephen West is coming out with like the his sock pattern. I think is coming out, his mystery sock along. I think it's with one contrast, or one they both have to be contrast colors. So I don't think I want to do that with these two. Like I said, I want to find a project where I can kind of wear more often. So yeah, those are the things that I've purchased these last several months. Some socks that I'm working for the summer sock camp. I haven't, you can see here, I haven't weaved in the ends, but I've been so into just knitting up these socks here. Very excited that the Musselberg is almost finished. Even though it's super hot here in Tokyo, it's so humid. And even with this, it's not even like scarf weather, but I'm definitely working on smaller projects that make me very happy. They're very colorful, and my wardrobe is not very colorful, so but I see myself wearing this with like a jean, like a denim shirt or something. I can just wrap this quickly around my neck and not be too, like, it won't get too hot, but at the same time, if I'm a little chilly during the autumn season, I can see myself wrapping my neck with this little scarf. So yeah, I think I'm going to search for more little scarf type of projects and use these beautiful yarns in those smaller projects. So I hope you had fun watching this video. Are you participating in the summer sock camp yourself? I'm curious to know. I think that's it for now. I will see you soon. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye. So while I filmed this little pan over, I forgot to mention that I'm still working on the granny stripe throw using the yarns from a Homespun House, and I'm having a lot of I'm having a lot of fun with that, but I forgot to bring that out to share with you. But I'm mainly working on this one and this one the most. If you have any of like favorite one skein go-to projects, please let me know in the comments. Thank you.